Hello viewers, good morning, good day, good evening. Depending on the time you're catching this broadcast, um, welcome to my channel once again. I want to wish you guys a happy Easter celebration, and I hope you guys have a good time. And I'll be heading straight to action. I'll be running you through an update of how our last broadcast has played out so far and what we're likely to see in the coming 7 days. Okay, so um, briefly a recap of what our last broadcast was all about. I talked about the fact that DXY. I re-emphasize on the fact once again that DXY plays a very pivotal role as to how the rest of the financial markets, to a very large extent, would behave. And so far, so good. That has been playing out so perfectly, inch perfectly well. And once again, I'll be showing you what, give you an update as to how the last 7 days has played out with reference to our last broadcast. So I talked about the fact that the XY has been consolidating in this space. It's consolidated for a month, early last month to this month, and we finally broke out of that consolidation on April 5th. April 5th was when we had that breakout, and that breakout came in with weakness. It came in, it didn't come with a strong momentum, it came with a very weak momentum via this huge bearish divergence from this point to this point. It's a huge one. We're talking about the divergence from 77.43 to 63. That's a huge bearish divergence, which I clearly showed in the last broadcast. If just in case you did not catch that, I'm going to be dropping a link to that in the comment section, in the description section, so you can take a look as well and leave your comments as well. So the week further went on to close on the 8th April above that this consolidation high, and that close came on with also it came in that close came with also a very weak that close came in via very weak momentum, very weak momentum as well. Like the bearish divergence is still very much in play. We closed the week, the RSI close was 65.06 on the daily time frame, 65.76 on the daily time frame, which is still very much a very big divergence in my opinion. So this is all signs that yes, we're going to to have a very weak DXY, and if that was to be the case, the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency market, and forex related pairs were to react in like manner, to react accordingly rather. And that seemed to be the case during the course of the week. We had weakness from the DXY. You can see that the entirety of this week has just been choppiness. We've just been choppy, sideways market. We're not moving up, we're not moving down, we're just in a sideways, we're just moving sideways practically all through the week. So these are all signs of weakness. Maybe we'll still if this continues to be prolonged, and we continue to see a more progressive and prolonged state of this low momentum via this RSI, we're likely to see like a major crash from the DXY. Maybe not, even if not a complete trend reversal. A trend reversal will require more than just a crash. It's gonna take more than just a crash to have a trend reversal, but at least we're gonna have a retracement, a major retracement from the DXY. That if and if possible a complete trend reversal, because this like I said before, we've been in an uptrend, a very strong uptrend from the DXY since May last year or thereabout. For the past almost 1 year now, we've been in a very strong uptrend for the DXY, and so you can see that that strength has impacted so well on the forex pairs, related pairs, and even the Bitcoin market has basically not really been that strong. Basically, if you look at the bigger time frames, like on the weekly time frames, we're basically just consolidating, basically. But that was just to tell you that the Bitcoin and the crypto market was responding very well. We're holding on very well, irrespective of the enormous strength from the DXY. The forex pairs seem to suffer more as a result of the strength from the US dollar. So we broke out. We had okay, so we had this not a complete bearish week, not a complete bearish week from the DXY, but we had further signs of a loss in momentum and strength from the DXY via this choppy states from the DXY, at least from a daily time frame perspective. And then we have the fact that despite the fact that we closed again the week above last week high, you can see that this close has also come with another further bearish divergence. We closed the week at 67.46 on the daily time frame, which is a further divergence from the last major swing high from this reference point, and also from this very one as well, the latest one as well. So further divergences, further bearish divergences, and choppiness from the DXY. It's a clear indication of further loss in momentum from the US dollar. So I'll quickly be going to the Bitcoin markets to tell you how this has very well impacted the cryptocurrency market as well. So this is the 11th. The beginning of the new week for the cryptocurrency, forex, and the US dollar market, and you can see that after this what seemed to be like a huge sell-off, we've tried to retrace, and we've been unable to go further down south. We've just been choppy because the DXY has been choppy. We have been choppy on the cryptocurrency market as well. So this is further signs of weakness. The fact that we have not been able to, we have been forming higher highs in spite of all this strength from the DXY, and the fact that we've been in consolidation since January ending for the past 3 months now or so. We've been forming higher highs. We've not been able to go further down south and beat the lowest point of this consolidation, coming at around almost 33k US dollars, 33k dollars rather. So we are forming higher highs in the midst of all this consolidation, higher lows rather, in the midst of all this consolidation. And the fact that I'm going to be pointing also to the fact that we're likely to see a huge crash from the US dollar anytime soon. And while this may not be 100%, nothing is 100% certain. This may likely be the case, because if you look at the fact that the Bitcoin market exhibited something very similar to what the US dollar is exhibiting this week. You can see the fact that we had this formation of higher high, this swing high, this breakout came with a bearish divergence, and then as a result we had this choppiness sideways movement for 2 weeks or so. We had this breakout, which also came out with further divergence, bearish divergence, and then this happened. So these are all signs that this also happened again between November, thereabouts, early November. We had this breakout. At this point, we formed a new all-time high. We had this, first of all, this choppiness, followed by this breakout. From this choppiness, formed a new all-time high. All this came with this happened with a serious bearish divergence, and then lo and behold, this happened. So we're likely to have that same scenario play out on the DXY as well. So in as much as everyone may be having bearish views on the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market, I stand to disagree. And I still see bullish signs. Maybe they may not see bullish signs forming on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market. That may not happen immediately, because like you already know, like I've said it several times in the past, the market will consolidate most times, about 70% of times, and then trend about 30% of times. So yes, we may likely see further consolidation for the breakouts, and the breakout can happen to the up or to the downside, but with the signs I'm seeing now, we're likely to have a breakout more to the upside for the cryptocurrency market than it is to the downside. And I don't care if I'm wrong or right. That's not my job. My job is to become profitable from the market. So yes, these signs are all bullish signs for the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. I'll be shifting to the forex market as well, and I'll be showing you quickly Euro USD pair, the major currency trading pair in the world, the top currency trading pair in the world. And like I said last week, the Euro USD basically exhibits a mirrored version of what happens on the DXY, and this has also played out very well, inched perfectly this week. You can see the nature of the candlesticks on the DXY. Take a look at the nature of the candlesticks on the Euro USD, and they seem to be the same, only an upside or mirror version. So the double bottom pattern is still very much intact, maybe under a little bit of pressure, but still very much intact, because we're still yet to close below the last major swing low coming on March 7th, but still bouncing off. Prices are rejecting off the bottom, so basically, and we're still forming bullish divergences as against the bearish divergences on the DXY, so which is another sign of a complete mirrorness, or upside down version of the DXY. So bullish divergence on the Euro USD, bearish divergence on the DXY, double bottom formed on the Euro USD, and from what I can see here, all what the US dollar is weak, then all these wicks are basically, to me what I can tell, that this is just basically stop loss hunting. You can see that these are just signs of stop loss hunting until this gets invalidated. But for now, all the summary of all what is happening right now with the US dollar is the US dollar is weak. We're basically just stop loss hunting. Similar thing happened with the Bitcoin market during this period. All these were signs of stop loss hunting. These were all signs of stop loss hunting from the Bitcoin market, and then you can see this major crash, you can see this major sell-off, and in fact, this was a complete trend reversal that played out here. these were all signs of weakness, and so these weeks to the upside, the all-time highs and everything were all basically just stop loss hunting. So same thing is happening right now with the US dollar. Stop loss hunting is in progress. The Euro USD dollar, Euro USD pair, same as the DXY, and I can also conveniently show you that this is the same thing playing out on the USD Canadian dollar as well. These are all signs of stop loss hunting. The market seems to show signs of strength, but it's basically just stop loss hunting. So that's just a summary of everything that is happening. The markets, when this crash may likely happen, no one knows. I can't tell you for sure, but the signs look more likely that we're going to have a huge sell-off from the US dollar, and if that happens, we're going to see strength from cryptocurrency markets and forex related pairs. If it's going to happen tomorrow, if it's going to happen this week, I can't tell you that for sure. Only God Almighty knows. But and this is not 100% correct. The reverse can still be the case, but for now the signs look more likely that we're going to have a crash from the US dollar and strength from cryptocurrency and forex related pairs. So thank you very much. This is the bits I have for you today, and if you enjoyed this, just let me know in the comment section. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe to this, and always remember that this is for financial educational purpose and not treated as financial advice. Remember that forex, crypto, basically financial asset trading are risky affairs, so always endeavor to carry out your own research before entering any trade. Thank you very much. Do have a wonderful Easter celebration ahead and a lovely trading week ahead as well. Bye bye.